Did you know that 82% of business owners want AI solutions, but less than half are actually using them? That gap represents a massive opportunity for people like you and me. I've been building AI systems that have helped real estate agents make $83,000 in 62 days. Recruiting firms land 9 extra placements in a month, and an IT company generate 50 qualified leads in just 2 weeks. And here's the thing, none of this required complex coding skills or a technical background. So let me show you exactly how we're doing it. Digital transformation is happening pretty fast these days. A lot of small and medium businesses are struggling to keep up, and I don't blame them. Recent study from Exploding Topics found that 82% of small business owners are looking into AI, but only 42% are actually using it. That 40% gap is where the opportunity is. These are businesses that know they need AI solutions, but haven't found a way to implement them. Looking at the numbers we're seeing, the average small business owner spends about 17 hours a week on administrative stuff that AI could handle. At just $50 an hour, that's roughly 3,400 a month in potential savings. Let me walk you through a real example from one of our real estate clients. We started working with Curtis Knight Real Estate Agency. His agents were spending tons of time just qualifying leads, tied up with calls and emails to people who often weren't even ready to buy or sell. So we built them a lead qualification system that does three main things. First, it scores incoming leads using 12 key factors, things like property type and price range, moving time, financing status, past ownership history, response times, and location preferences. And then it matches promising leads with the right agents based on their experience and past performance. For leads that aren't quite ready, it sends personalized follow-up messages until they're at a point where it makes sense for an agent to reach out. What's cool about this setup is it can analyze emails and form submissions to pick up on things like urgency and intent. It also tracks website behavior to improve lead scoring. The results have been pretty impressive. I mean, Curtis's team generated 83,000 additional dollars in revenue in just 62 days after implementing the system. And here's what Curtis said about this. This system completely transformed our agency. 83K in 62 days speaks for itself. The system pretty much runs itself after the initial setup, with just occasional tweaks to keep it optimized. And let me tell you about a recruiting firm we worked with at Rec. They were completely swamped with CVs and applications across every single channel. This agency focuses on tech placements and was manually going through hundreds of applicants every single week. They were missing good candidates simply because they couldn't process everything in time. So we set up a candidate matching system that does a few key things. First, it pulls out the important skills and experience from resumes. This is actually really helpful because people describe their skills in different ways. Some might not list Tableau, but may mention they built data visualization dashboards. The system can make that connection. It then compares each profile against the job requirements by looking at things like technical skills match, years of relevant experience, project complexity, industry background, education requirements, and certifications. The system ranks the applicants and creates a dashboard showing the top candidates for each position. This tells recruiters exactly where to focus their time. It also creates personalized outreach messages that mention specific parts of the candidate's background, and this is significantly increasing their response rate. So that's how they ended up generating 9 new placements compared to their normal timeline. In less than 30 days after implementing the system, anyone recruiting knows what a big deal that is. These placements represent significant revenue for the firm. By the way, you don't need to be a programmer to build systems like this. We use tools like Zapier, Make, and N8N that are visual and pretty easy to learn. Now, I know what you might be thinking is like, this sounds great, but I'm just not technical enough. Or my clients won't pay for this. This probably takes forever to build. I had all the same concerns when I started out, and let me address them as we walk through one of our IT clients. Million Labs had a different challenge altogether. They needed to generate more qualified leads for their business, and when they approached us, they were struggling with consistently attracting new clients, especially in line with Bubble's new changes to their platform. Their existing lead generation just wasn't producing the volume or quality they needed anymore. So we built a multi-channel lead generation system that identifies potential clients through several avenues and filters across things like LinkedIn, URL scraping. Then we analyze whether or not their startup in their ecosystem might be relevant to their MVP blueprint offer. And then we utilize things like industry specific databases, event attendee lists, and that helps us personalize outreach sequence based on the industry. Then it initiates personalized outreach sequences based on the prospect's industry and company size, and technology indicators and past engagement. The system nurtures these leads with valuable content and gradually qualifies them before a human needs to get involved. The results have been pretty impressive. I mean, Million Labs generated 50 qualified leads in 2 weeks. So within 14 days, 50 leads. 50. That's insane. This gave their sales team a steady pipeline of opportunities rather than the feast and famine cycle they were experiencing before. Each of these case studies are unique, but we found there's some basic approaches that work across different industries. The details change, but the core principles stay the same. Just check out a number of videos on the channel, like this one up here, where I built an AI RAG agent for a client. The simple AI RAG agent can accurately spot respond to a client's customers over WhatsApp and give the correct information. Now it's just connecting a few pieces, but it can save hours every single week. Even something this basic can be the start of your AI agency offering. And I've noticed a pattern in how we approach these projects. We started calling it a bit of a PARSE approach. Firstly, we identify the actual problem, we map out current manual processes and figure out where the biggest bottlenecks are. We look at how much time and money has been spent on these tasks, and then we work on automation design. We figure out which tools would work best and how to make them user-friendly, and then we issue a responsive implementation document, which means we build the system in stages and test each part and get feedback before moving forward. System integration is where we connect everything with the software they're already using and help the team learn new workflows. Finally, there's the enhancement cycle, and this is where we keep an eye on performance and make improvements based on results and changing needs of the client and their clients. This approach has worked across different types of businesses. It's less about which exact tools we use and more about having a consistent method. It took us a while to figure all this out through trial and error to make it easier for the others. I've put together a bit of a blueprint to help. It's called 30-60-90 AI Agency Blueprint. It focuses on things like lead generation and discovery calls and sales processes to help you get started. This covers our exact cold outreach sequences that have generated all of our clients and consistently generate qualified leads for our agency. The questions we ask during discovery calls to identify automation opportunities, which typically take about 30 minutes but convert at around 30 to 40% paid clients. Our pricing and proposal framework that helps position you as a premium solution and not a commodity, with packages ranging from $2,000 to $5,000 monthly. Within our community, we have ready-to-use blueprints for different industries, including real estate, recruiting, and IT, all tested with real clients. Plus, our client onboarding process that's helped us keep around 94% of our clients, all of which are now looking at expanding their offering with us. Just to be clear, this isn't a get-rich-quick thing. Building an AI agency takes work. But having a proven lead generation sales system can really save you months of frustration and help you create something that provides real value or giving you a reliable monthly income. Building an AI automation agency isn't just about knowing the technical stuff. Pick an industry you understand. We start with real estate because we already knew the industry pretty well and had some key connections there. We also did the exact same thing with recruitment. It's much easier when you understand the problems the client is facing. Now, a few things to look for in a good industry. Do they have lots of manual repetitive tasks? Are there clear ways to measure success? Are they open or utilizing new technologies? Look for things like high amounts of new pieces of SaaS software being developed for that industry. Not many competitors are offering automation yet. Be really clear about what you're offering. Most business owners aren't that familiar with AI automation. They don't care about the technical details. They care about the outcomes you can provide. We keep it simple. We help real estate agencies automate lead generation and qualification so they can close more deals without working longer hours and then stay on top of the systems you build. The automations need to work reliably. Keep an eye on performance, fix issues quickly, and look for ways to make things even better. This ongoing support is why clients are happy to pay the monthly fee. I get a few questions pretty regularly when I talk about this stuff. Do I need to be an expert? Not at all. You need to understand business processes and how to use tools like Make and Zapier. Most of the AI components are already built in. What can I actually charge for this? Well, typically we charge between $2,000 and $5,000 for these sorts of automations, but we'll be working on an either project or a retained basis. We have done projects higher, but also we've done retainers lower, depending on what we're deploying for the client. But typically, the clients we're working with will save $10,000 or more per month in time and resources and generate 10 times that in revenue. So they can see it's a good investment. How long does it take to get your first client? Well, if you follow a clear approach, you can usually land your first client within a month or two. It's all about finding businesses with problems you can solve. What if I don't have any examples to show potential clients? One approach that works is to create your first automation, either for free or at a reduced rate, just to build your portfolio. First client then becomes your case study for future conversations. So there you have it. That's our entire framework for building AI automation systems that clients happily pay $2,000 to $5,000 per month for. The beauty is in the simplicity. You're not selling complex technology, you're selling outcomes, more time, more leads, more revenue. If you want to skip the trial and error and see our exact system, check out the 30/60/90 AI Agency Blueprint in the link in the description below. Drop a comment if you have any questions about any part of this process, and hit subscribe to see next week's video where I'll walk through our exact client onboarding system that's helped us keep 94% of our clients. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.